Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jeff Crane. We are at BitAngel's Tokenize in Las Vegas, 2025. We are actually in the old Mike Tyson mansion where tigers used to roam. I'm sitting here next to a gentleman that I've known for a couple years here. His name is Eric, and it's a pleasure to see you again, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude,
Pleasure's
now,
all mine.
have you been here for the last 2 days?
Off and on, it's kind of a blur. I've been all over the world in the last few days with Bitcoin conference and everything, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I would have
in and out.
recognized you. You were
I'm
in
very,
and out,
very
bro.
fast. I
Yes,
promise
I
you.
remember that of you.
Yeah.
It's like no BS.
I'm in and out,
Yes.
Intentional moves.
Tell me why you came. I mean, there's a whole bunch of reasons, I'm sure, but why did you come to Vegas for Bitcoin 2025 and Tokenize?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been in the space for a period of time that I'm seeing at a lot of the top conferences, and now I host a lot of the top conferences around emerging tech and innovation. So it's important for me to kind of maintain my market share, visibility, and awareness as a KOL or influencer or person of interest. But B, you gotta roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty to keep your finger on the pulse to know what's happening now and in the future. So as this is an industry that I'm passionate about and care about and have dedicated a lot of time to, I need to make sure that there's nothing that I'm missing that can A, leave me susceptible or my audience, and B, there's no opportunities that are being missed. So yeah, Bitcoin conference has been great so far, and Tokenize as well. And I'm literally fresh off of Consensus and Eat Toronto and
Holy cow.
Futurist.
Yeah.
And then prior to that in Dubai, Token 2049. And prior to that in FTLA and
Bro.
Eat Denver. And I feel like I've been home maybe 12 days this year.
Wow.
But yeah, and I'm
I just saw Josh.
Yeah.
NFT.
Yeah,
LA.
but I've been producing events in all of these cities as well. So
Yeah.
not only am I on the stage of the main conferences speaking, but also producing something that brings the community together in a way that's inclusive, accessible, and fun.
Well, Eric, let me ask you a question. What because people don't really know you unless they know you, but what's the ethos when you put an event on? What is your goal at the event?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, new friendship tech events in general, the acronym being NFT, the idea behind it is technology creating new friendships. Without social media, without phones and email and FaceTimes and more, it'd be very difficult for us to communicate with people all over the world. So new friendship tech is technology creating new friendships in a world where social media used to bring us closer together. Now it pushes us further apart, and the only way to beat the algorithms is in-person experiences. So I'm producing them all over the world adjacent to the top conferences in the space, making them free entry, free drinks, free food from start to finish with at least 2 women per stage per panel.
Wow.
And the idea of it is really, democratizing information at scale and making educational information accessible, and then also redistribution of wealth. So at these events, we actually do something really unique, which is turning social currency into equity by way of participation. You have value, knowledge, experience, you have network. I'd rather have 10 of you in my room than none of you at all. And without you, there's no us. So why am I just extracting and charging you for everything that you're taking? So it's a new model that Coachella, EDC, South by Southwest, Cannes Lions, and a lot of others just can't really do because they have too much profit over people. So the ethos behind it is really creating an experience that everybody can be a part of, feel seen, heard, and safe, and meet new people, learn new things, and have fun in the process.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a difference between transactional and relationship-based relationships. And what you're saying is it's relationship first, right? And as well as I do, like we have a small community. It's not that big. If you cross somebody or rug pull somebody or do something, we will all know it unless you go into a circle that they don't know who you are.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Reputation is everything. I mean, I think I'm very much how I do anything's how I do everything. And with that, there's a self-awareness, and I say what I mean what I say, and speak with intentions.
Yeah.
So even during the pandemic, when we were launching Bored Ape Yacht Club and Oni Force and Dead Fellas, and even after with all the metaverses from Spatial to Somnium to OnCyber to Crypto Voxels to the Central Land, and then all the marketplaces of OpenSea and Rareable and Super Rare and Maker's Place and Known Origin and Magic Eden, and like I've seen and interacted with and communicated with so many of these communities and people, and you can see that like integrity and ethics and character just isn't there with everybody.
Yeah.
In fact, it's with the minorities.
Yeah.
So I like to focus on really elevating and enhancing the images and brands and those that are doing it right, and those that aren't, also calling them out and being a whistleblower and patting them down and really showcasing like, do this, not that.
Yeah.
Right.
We know that AI has been around forever. A couple of years ago, of course, that kind of seeped into the NFT world and into the arts and stuff like that. Now it's all over the place. What's your take on AI? What's your opinion, and how does this integrate into what we're working with right now?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to lose your job to people with AI. You're not going to lose your job to AI. That doesn't mean that everyone's going to become a prompter, but the people that understand how to enhance and amplify what they're already doing with additional arms and brains and eyes and ears that AI creates for you, they will grow at exponential speeds because they know how to do it from the fundamental side with the structure, and with their leadership, they should be able to break new barriers. I do think AI is setting up a lot of people for failure, though.
I agree.
I think it's conditioning us even more than social media did to have this instant grab microwave society of I want it now.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of unrealistic in just the process of life. Progress is a process, and it takes time, takes understanding, takes knowledge, takes experience. So AI is allowing people to kind of just skip to the end and not learn that process, not learn the cultures, and in turn, it's leaving just a almost a spoon-fed crumb trail, follow the leader type
Teaser,
thing,
yeah.
and your control and knowledge and experience isn't there. It's just A to B without thinking.
Yeah.
So I like to protect my independence and my thought and my IP. So I don't use, like, I've used a lot of AI. I've used GenSpark. I've used Claude. I've used DeepSeek. I've used ChatGPT. I've used Sona. I've probably used about 20 to 30 different AI tools. I've worked on my own LLMs. I've wrapped GPTs. I mean, my job is to educate people on this so they don't fall susceptible
Right.
or
So you need
get
to know
taken
what you're
advantage
doing.
of. Exactly.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
I'm kind of taking the bullets and spending my money to learn firsthand, like, what are these services offering and who's doing what. And a lot of it's aggregation and appropriation of IP without attribution to the
Right.
creator and
Right.
originator. So me being an artist first,
Yep.
that hurts me
Yep.
as a creator. I'm from the creator economy of art and music and fashion. But on a business side, I understand how that is also creating new monopolies and opportunities for really just almost like pigeonholing creators out of the conversation, or putting them against the wall and in the corner with the sword to their throat, saying, we're taking this regardless, and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's kind of a war of the worlds going on, and my business mind and my art mind are just kind of clashing simultaneously. And I just want some safety, some transparency, some attribution and accreditation to creators everywhere.
As we finish, we've got about 20 seconds left. I would love, Eric, to see, and you're not a self-grandizing person, so I don't know how you're going to pull this one off. Maybe it's somebody who you don't see videoing you, but I would love to see a mini, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 3-minute little videos on your, I don't know, your thought process about technology. The way you speak, you're like no BS guy. You kind of put it out there, and you have a lot of trust behind you. And I'd love to see that more on a broad scale, because these are seen by handfuls of people, but I'd love to see it bigger. So one last question I have for you, Eric, if you could look into that camera right there, and for those that are getting into the industry, whether it is, blockchain, AI, Web3, whatever it is, do you want to give a little advice to them, if you would?
Yeah, of course.
Please. And just look right into that camera, bro.
And another and another thing to what you just said too,
Yeah.
is that I perform on stages as a speaker, rapper, DJ, sometimes rooms of 100, 200, sometimes rooms of 20,000, 30,000. But it's the syndication and distribution of that material and media way beyond the people in the room. So I treat a room of 10 or 50 like I treat a room of 10,000 to 50,000.
I love it, dude. That's
So,
great.
I guess as a piece of advice, I'd say don't sweat the petty stuff and don't pet the sweaty stuff.
Wait a minute. Repeat that one more time.
Don't sweat the petty stuff and don't pet the sweaty
I
stuff.
love that, dude.
And then, you know, I've seen people put everything in and get nothing out, and I've seen people put nothing in and get everything out. A lot of this has to do with timing. If you
Yes.
do the work, time, place, it'll line up. And it only takes one person, place, or thing to change your life forever. So beyond that, don't chase. Anything that's rushed or forced will probably yield undesirable results. And keep in mind, people look for the next best thing till the next best thing doesn't exist. So don't be a person that's constantly looking for that. Find in yourself what you resonate with and like and want and need and feel, and it'll come to you. As long as you're consistent and have conviction in your ideas, your thoughts, your passions, hopes, and dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen, some people read from scripts, some people don't know what they're talking about, and some people just talk from the heart. And Eric, that was beautiful because that was straight from the heart. Bro, it was good to see you again.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of you, man.
Pleasure.
Keep cranking. And what you said is absolutely true. Sometimes you just have to be patient
That's it.
and just work hard.
Trust the process.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for this time. And Eric, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick photo.